Dennis.
Hi.
Could you tell me your story and how you started this business?
Of course. So I started the business in 2019. We took over the building from a previous business, and I want to turn this nice place into something a bit more creative and to reflect my culture. I am Italian. The name of the restaurant is LaFONTANA. We do not focus only on Italian food. It's mostly local and seasonal food. That's why the motto of our restaurant is a creative cuisine and wood-burning oven. As you can see, we have a beautiful wood-burning oven where we became very popular for our wood-fired pizzas here in town. As well as we focus on something very typical Italian like fresh pastas and classic sauces. As well as something a little more creative, such as taking classic dishes, comfort food to a different level. And we focus on seasonal, local ingredients. 95% of our ingredients come from around 100 kilometers here in Ontario,
Wow.
because we believe that the best food needs to be at the right season, at the right time, and from the land.
Wow, great. I can't wait to try it.
Perfect.
Yeah, so are you able to show us how to do it?
I will show you. I will make a couple of dishes to show what we do here, elevating what the comfort food and what comes from my background at Italian to reflect what the local and seasonal ingredients we use here in Ontario. We're going to make our tomato and burrata dish, which is our take on a classic caprese salad, which is tomato and mozzarella. The tomatoes come from around here, but actually recently they're coming from our garden. We have a beautiful garden downstairs, and we grow our own tomatoes. The burrata cheese comes from just outside Toronto.
Okay.
So it's locally made with the local buffalo mills here in Ontario. And then we have our two pastas. We're gonna have one is a kale pesto, so it's our take on a classic pesto pasta, but we use kale, which is
Wow.
classic local Ontario, local Canadian, and what today people call it a superfood. So very healthy and very nice to use. And the other dish we make is our bolognese meat sauce, but we use ground bison, which is the most Canadian probably beef you can find or meat you can find around here. And this is our take to our classic Italian dishes and to reflect my culture and our culture for the restaurant.
Wow, I feel my mouth is watering now. Can you show us how to do it?
Absolutely. We can go.
Perfect.
So we're here today. We are making our tomato and burrata.
Yeah.
Majority of the ingredients are local and seasonal. We have tomatoes done three-way. We have a tomato puree, fresh tomatoes, and a tomato tartare that goes with our burrata cheese. We have local basil and local arugula to complement the dish. And then we have an accent of balsamic vinegar done three different ways: pearls, emulsion, and drizzle to put on top. And this is the only ingredients that is not Canadian, unfortunately. It would be nice to have some balsamic vinegar in Canada, but they don't make it yet. And this is the only ingredient of the dish that is actually imported from Italy. So to assemble, this is our expression of creativity of a classic tomato and mozzarella, so the caprese salad. So we'll start plating our dish. The first ingredient is our tomato puree. So this is a beautiful tomato puree mixed with a little bit of onions and shallots and vinegar. So this is the base, gives you some nice acidity and sweetness of the tomato for the dish. We decorate with a little bit of arugula, just because we like the colors of it. We like the freshness of the arugula. Did you ever try the arugula? No? Here. Try the arugula. There you go.
So this is not basil.
That's arugula
Okay.
salad. So this is, you need to know your ingredients, right?
Yeah.
So I know how each and every ingredient tastes like, right? Then we build our beautiful tomato burrata here on the tomato, right? We place it there carefully. And then we start decorating like a little garden around it. We have our colorful cherry tomatoes,
Yes.
right? And as you saw, these actually are from Ontario, right? Because it's a seasonal. And it's nice to give a little.
The color is beautiful.
Right, so there's three different colors. We have our purple tomatoes, yellow, and red, right? And this is the niceness. So when you eat, you first eat with your eyes. So if a dish looks beautiful, you're impressed. And then, if it tastes good, even better. So that's what we do today. This is our basil. This is incredible fragrant basil from here. Actually, it's just, this is grown not far from here. And we also have a beautiful plant in our garden, which we're going to start using soon. And we just place it all around to give a little bit of color and flavor to our dish, right? Perfect. I'm gonna put a couple of extra tomatoes on top, right? Then we have tomato tartare. Tomato tartare. So very finely diced. Tomatoes with onion, a little bit of herbs in there. And we just give a little bit of color here, a little bit of color there.
Beautiful.
Right? So tomato done three ways. So you have tomato puree, the fresh tomato, and the tartare, right?
Okay.
Then we have balsamic vinegar pearls, right? So this is what people call molecular cuisine, right? So this gives you a pop when you get it with your burrata in your mouth. That is incredible. This is a beautiful acidity and sweetness because the balsamic vinegar is actually a little bit sweeter, right? And then we finish it with our glaze. So we have what we call balsamic vinegar emulsion. So this is balsamic vinegar and olive oil, right? We do a little bit of a drizzle there. And this is a balsamic vinegar glaze. So this is reduced balsamic vinegar with sugar.
Beautiful. Wow.
There you
Thought
go.
it's
And this is-
gorgeous. It's beautiful.
And this is our take of a caprese salad, but we don't call it caprese salad because it's tomato and burrata.
Feels like it's creamy, flavorful, yeah, and tasty, yeah. I taste of freshness. I feel like I'm just having the food from the garden, you know. So it's just so refresh. It's a very good appetite. I would recommend to anybody for the appetite because once you taste it, you feel you will have a very nice meal after. Yeah.
So what we're making now, it's our
Yeah.
kale pesto. So the kale pesto, we make our fresh pasta in house.
Thank you for the appetite. So I'm ready for the main course.
Sure.
Yeah. What are you making today?
So what we're making now, it's our
Yeah.
kale pesto. So the kale pesto, we make our fresh pasta in house. This specific pasta is called caserecce. Literally means rustic, little rustic pasta. And it will be tossed in a beautiful kale pesto. The kale pesto is our fresh kale mixed in with garlic powder, olive oil, and pumpkin seeds. So totally vegan and nut-free.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll top it. We finish it with the same burrata cheese that you had before with appetizers. So this will be the cheese on top of it, a little extra pumpkin seeds, and lemon zest. As you can tell, these are all Canadian ingredients. Even the flour from our pasta comes from Ontario, specifically outside London. Beautiful
London.
flour mill called
Okay.
Arva Flour Mill that we use this for our pasta and pizzas. And the kale and everything comes from around here in Ontario. The kale to me is one of the most Canadian iconic green leaf vegetable that you can have. The burrata from before, the pumpkin seeds, right? And lemon, which actually these are locally, not locally grown. These are the only thing imported because Canada doesn't have lemon. But that gives a nice little zest and tanginess for the dish. So first we'll have our pasta in our boiling water. The pasta will take about 4 to 5 minutes to cook. As a good Italian, I know that the pasta is ready when it floats. So when this pasta will float, to me it's ready. I usually give it a taste to make sure that the taste is right. The water is salted. Salted water you need it because at the end you have a perfectly seasoned dishes when you serve it. One trick that not many people tell you is your starchy water is a good emulsifying for your sauces. So here I have a very thick pesto and I use the starchy water to emulsify so I will get nice and creamy. Almost the same idea of when you make a gravy. The reason why you use a flour to make gravy with your fat is emulsification. So you have a liquid with a fat it turns to a beautiful, beautiful sauce. So with this, I am just reheating the sauce very gently, not too much of a high heat because I don't want to ruin my sauce. I don't bring it to boil. I'll just make it nice and smooth, right? See? Once the pasta is boiled, it's cooked, we'll toss it into the sauce and we'll just a little bit of finishing cooking until it gets creamy and reduced. And then we'll plate it in our dish and we'll enjoy it. Pasta's perfect. Now we're just finishing our pasta and we reduce it and toss the pasta in there. These a couple of minutes of tossing to make sure that the sauce gets reduced and coat the pasta. There's a lot of starchy water in there, so this will make our dish quite more creamy. And again, this is something that you can do at home. We have fancier equipment here at the restaurant because sometimes we have to serve 5, 6, 7 pastas at once. So that's why we need so much more space. But at home, with your pasta boiling in the pot, classic old style, you can do the same thing at home, what I did with the sauce. And you can see the sauce is already creamifying, making beautifully. You said just a few minutes and the pasta. And it smells delicious. Now the best part is our plating. And this is, Angela, is very healthy.
Very healthy.
Kale is your superfood, right?
Superfood, yeah.
So the pasta per se, this is 120 grams or 6 ounces of pasta. This is a perfect meal just because the carbohydrates, for people thinking they want to stay away from it, it's actually an important component of your diet because this will give you sometimes the power and the strength to go by your day. Because this at the end, the carbohydrate is sugar, right? And as long as you don't need too much.
Oh, okay.
This is the right portion. This is the perfect lunch. So you just have a beautiful tomato and burrata, very light and nice. And this afterwards, this will give you just the nice power to keep going for the rest of the day. As I said, we'll finish our pesto with a beautiful half cheese there.
It's a vegan option.
The vegan option, I do not put the cheese. So
yeah,
without
so-
the cheese,
yeah.
becomes vegan.
understood.
Because the sauce is vegan
I
and not
see,
free.
yeah.
Vegan, the sauce is already not free because we use pumpkin seeds,
It's
which,
like vegetarian friendly though, right?
well, this is vegetarian. Make it vegan, we do it without the cheese. And this is not free. So
Yeah.
a lot of people for the pesto use pine nuts or almond, anything, without knowing that pumpkin seeds actually has a better texture and confect component to make the sauce nice and the pesto nice and creamy. We finish it, as I said, with a beautiful lemon zest here. And there you go, kale pesto for you. As a good Italian I am, I always like to finish my dishes with a beautiful
oil.
drizzle of olive oil for you.
It looks good. It looks healthy and just the color looks beautiful. It's very fresh. It's a very good combination with the cheese. The seeds, the nuts is very good. It's a very good combination.